the old clawfoot 1925 Crane brand cast iron clawfoot tub. And I already did the outside and the chrome painted feet, claw feet. I also decided to do Kelly also wanted to do a mirror. It was the old mirror. You can see it hanging off the end of that umbrella. It was the old flower. It was like dogwood carved flowers. And it was gold. It was up in Michaela's bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, but we put a great big mirror in there years ago. So we painted the frame white. That was the back of the mirror. And I got the mirror stored away so it doesn't break. But here's the final tub. It's got like, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe more coats of epoxy paint, sprayed on epoxy paint. Here's the chrome feet. Boy, the interior turned out really nice. I got it sitting out here in the sun, and the perfect day to paint it outside because it's dead calm. I mean, not even a breeze. It's like dead calm and cool. So it really was a perfect day. And here's I had it hanging over there by the trees. I put that sheet around it to protect the tree from getting white paint on it, but then I hung it over here. But remember, it's got those dogwood flowers. So now it basically looks like it's a white plaster, old-fashioned plaster. So it doesn't look modern, you know. I still wanted that old, like 1800s decor. So now it just looks like a white plaster type frame, which is typical of the old days. But those are dogwood flowers, which is what we have native around here. So it really turned out neat. I used that same epoxy, white gloss epoxy paint. So that'll look really neat, I think, over the pedestal, white pedestal sink. And it's not such a huge mirror that it'll take up a lot of wall space, which is something else I didn't want to do to show off the logs. So that's it. Tub's painted. Now it's all white with chrome feet. It was white interior, black exterior, and look how good those chrome feet turned out. And I kind of like how you can still see kind of the cast iron texture, rough texture on the exterior. On real high-end tubs, they smooth out that texture because they put such a thick coat of enamel or porcelain on it. But I kind of like the roughness, slight roughness of the cast iron showing through the white epoxy paint is what I used. But on the interior, the prior owner had already done a pour application, epoxy paint restoration. And it was about 6 years old. So I had a lot to work with on the interior. I just sanded it with 400 grit wet dry sandpaper, and then I wiped it really good a couple of times with acetone, just to make sure there wasn't any old soap scum or impurities, and then went to town with that epoxy paint. And boy, it turned out really good. The much anticipated clawfoot tub is completely installed. Had a couple buddies come over and help me move it in. We managed to get it in without nicking or scratching anything. and situated it on the floor on wax paper and a couple of little wood blocks away from the wall so I could get the faucet on and get the plumbing, the rough plumbing installed and situated and measured and cut, and then moved it into position ever so carefully. Did not scratch the floor at all. It looks beautiful. The faucet looks like a piece of jewelry. Look how pretty and ornate that faucet looks. And I'll show you, you can't really see, and I mean maybe if you're sitting on the toilet, but there's the plumbing, the chrome plumbing with shut-off valves and the stainless steel mesh water lines. I got them extra long so I can make a decorative loop essentially out of them. That looks pretty nice, I think. You don't really see it unless you kneel down, but and this worked out great. Look at the feet, and these are chrome plated washers, decorative chrome plated washers that are on the feet. And I got them in different thicknesses because the legs were not perfectly level, and I just tried different size washers and got it perfect. The back one is the highest one. It has the thickest washer, and you don't even see the back one anyways. But you can grab hold of this tub and shake it, and I mean, it's rock solid. It's not even a millimeter off, just rock solid. So that turned out really good too. When you walk in, you can kind of see how the wall angles away from the tub slightly, but that is an illusion. That is just the log taper. It is squared up in the room, but because the log tapers, it's thicker at this end and thinner at that end. So that's why it doesn't look perfectly square to the wall, but it is, essentially. So I'll try to stand back. This is what it looks like when you walk in the door, and it's plenty deep enough. You know, I purposely did not get they make longer tubs, but it's really nice when you walk in. It doesn't, you know, it's not like you're hitting it with your knee when you come in, and it's situated about beyond halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way beyond the center point of the window. So when you're sitting, if you're sitting in the window, well, your head's probably on this end. You can turn your head and see out the window. That's why I made the window lower. That's the view out the window when you're sitting in it, about that level. So there's the mirror. And all I got left is the light fixture.